he claimed king and he claimed best, then I guess you can call me God. There's none higher, none flyer. The kingpin is back. Louis Vuitton frames hide the face of the supplier. Peekaboo, take a look at what these kilos do. Air conditioner, Jacob watches, Freon blue. 100,000, it should come with some mileage too. Give me the option to get it serviced in Jiffy Lube. 3 years gone, feds tapping the phone. Rappers downloading my style, I'm feeling like a ringtone. Yeah, the hiatus, they tried to mini-me. Triple beams to baked jeans, they'll never be me. Re-up gang, known as the kilo shoppers. Riding Chevys, give us room to reload choppers. Gourmet beef, serving niggas filet Oscar. So many bitches screaming we should promote.
Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is a collection video, so my regular viewers know what this is. For my newer viewers, basically what I do is lots of reviewers do collection videos where they show off their collection. I have a pretty big collection. Right now it's about 447 fragrances. So what I do is when I get 25, I sort of, jot them all down, and then I do a video. And so this is actually the 17th video in this series. This is going to chronicle fragrances number 400 through 425. It's a mix of everything that I have. These are all pretty recent acquisitions. As I said, I'm in the 440, so my guess would be we'll get 2 more parts done in 2015, part 18, maybe part 19. But we're doing part 17 today. Fragrances 400 through 400 through 425. So let's just get right into it and go through them. The first one is from the house of Zara. I'm going to be doing a review on a Zara fragrance this year. I actually own 6 of them. This one is called Denim Couture, and it's a travel spray. It's a 15 ml bottle. I don't know enough about this one yet. I want to reserve opinion, but I will say that Zara, which is their fragrances are made by the Antonio Puig House. They have some decent stuff in their collection, so you might want to take a look at Zara. They sort of do imitations of designer scents for a pretty good price. So definitely check it out. The next one in the collection is one that I learned about watching Lex Ellis's review of Terry Mugler's Pure Coffee. This one is from the house of Ted Lapidus. It's sort of a burnt coffee scent, and it's called Black Soul Imperial. A review of this should be coming this year as well. Most of these actually are going to get reviewed. I've just decided to review, most of the new fragrances that I get. Next one, another review, of course. This one is from one of my favorite indie houses. That house is Imaginary Authors. This is my second bottle from this line. I also own Memoirs of a Trespasser. This one was actually a collaboration between Imaginary Authors and a clothing store in Portland called Makis. And this one is called City on Fire. Really interesting fragrance. Notes of cade oil, spikenard, cardamom, clearwood, dark berries, lavender, and burnt madge. Next up, one of my favorite newer gourmands to my collection. This is a fairly new house based in London. They're called Shea and Blue, and this fragrance is called Salt Caramel. Really authentic, really does smell like salted caramel. This one is a beast and just a great fragrance at that $20-$25 price point. It's sort of a cinnamony incense. The bottle is beautiful. Someone remarked that it looks like something out of Prometheus, and I agree with that. One of my subscribers said that. This from the house of Malbousson, which is a French jewelry house. This one is called Generation M. Really nice incense scent for a cheap price. This one is my second Montal bottle, and the newest Montal fragrance I got. From the house of Montal. This is kind of one of their newer scents. It's simply called Nepal Oud. Very nice oud scent with spices, saffron, and leather. This one, I can't wait to review this one. This is a classic scent in the game. You guys all know about this one. Someone in your family who's older probably wore this at some point. From the house of Calvin Klein. This is Obsession. Had to add this to the collection. Next up, another one of my favorite houses, an indie house. This one is called Smell Bent. This was a limited release for Christmas or the holiday season. This one is called Ice Station Pineapple, and it's sort of a pineapple sorbet fragrance with mint and coconut. Really, really nice. I think I'll get some good wearing out of Ice Station Pineapple in the summer as well as the winter. This is probably in my collection my favorite gourmand right now. Can't wait to review this sucker. This is about Coca-Cola and macarons, and from the House of a Lamb on Fire. This one is simply called Paris LA. Really, really excellent fragrance. Gotta check that one out. This is my second bottle from the House of Xerjoff. I actually have two more from Xerjoff coming. One is on its way. One I'm going to get later. But this one is from their Casumarati 1888 collection. It gets a lot of comparison to another fragrance that's going to be in this lineup. But this one, sort of a fresh vanilla and caramel smell with blood orange at the top. This one is called Lyra from Xerjoff. Next up, we have one. I was curious about this one because the original gets many comparisons to Ventus. Well, they didn't have the original one at TJ Maxx near me. They just had this one, and I'm going to do a review on this one as well. From the House of Jaguar, this is called Jaguar Vision Sport. I have to say, the bottle is pretty impressive on this one. Really heavy glass. Didn't expect that from a cheapie. Another one, review is coming on. This I learned about from another YouTube channel. I don't remember which one, but this one is just called Giacomo for Men. So this is supposed to be a pineapple and coffee fragrance. Sounds wonderful, but it's not exactly what it says it is, so you have to wait to review to learn more on that. This is the one I compared Lyra to from the House of Laurence Dumont. This one is called Tendre Madeleine, and it's supposed to smell like a madeleine, which is a French cookie baking in the oven. Really nice fragrance. If you can't afford Lyra, which I think is $300, get yourself Tendre Madeleine, which I think is like $30. This one, recent acquisition for me. I picked up a tester of this on Fragrance Net. I'm sorry. This is my sixth fragrance from the House of Bond number 9. This one is Andy Warhol Silver Factory, and this is a hardcore incense scent. You really do have to like incense to enjoy Silver Factory. Next up, one from the House of Estee Lauder. This was my first fragrance from this house. I actually added another one not too far after this. This one's really interesting. It's a nice freshie. It's got a cucumber note, but it's also got a note which really sort of piqued my interest of walnut. And I think this is great for the hot weather. I think Estee Lauder scents have quality to them, and this one is no different. This one is called Intuition for Men. If you see this one somewhere, definitely give it a try. If you like freshy scents, this is sort of different. And interesting to that genre. This one I did review. My friend Renee Zayas, who works at Saks in Miami at the Bal Harbour Mall, sent a few reviewers a bottle of this for them to review and give their opinions on. So I did that. This is a travel size from the House of Clive Christian. This is a 10 ml of the fragrance called V. So first anything that I own from Clive Christian. This one, I smelled this in the store and I had to have it. It is an incense fragrance, but it's a beachy aquatic incense fragrance, and that sounds weird, but it really, really works. It is from the master himself, Bertrand Duchaufour. It's a little bit pricey, but the presentation on it is beautiful, and the fragrance is like none that I've ever smelled. From the House of Aides de Venustus, this one is called Cobalt d'Azur. Really excellent incense-based fragrance. These, we have two now from Perfumes by Terry. Terry Bazzo is a woman who's very active on the Facebook group. She's also a perfumer, and she has her own house where she sort of mixes herbal and floral notes with gourmand accords. This one is called Confit Rose, which is sort of a graham cracker rose scent. And this one is called Elegant Sombra. And this one, to me, smells a lot like orange liqueur. It's got coconut, it's got birch leaf, it's got licorice, it's got orange. It's really, really interesting. My favorite out of the two, and I'm going to have a review on that one later this year as well. This one I saw at a discounter, and I read the reviews. They were pretty positive, and actually this, I think, is going to be the first fragrance just straight up made for women that I've ever reviewed. It's going to be at some point this year. It's sort of a sweet amber, almost a gourmandy amber, from the House of Judas Lieber. This one is called Night. Really, actually nice bottle on this one as well. From the house of Lush, next, another review of this one is coming. This one actually got banged up pretty hard when my shelf collapsed. I'll talk about that in another video, but this one is called Sikkim Girls, and you could see a lot of fragrances landed on Sikkim Girls, but Sikkim Girls is okay, and she survived, and I'm very much interested in the fragrances that the company Lush makes, also called Guerrilla Perfumes, because they do some really sort of daring and avant-garde stuff, and you can usually pick them up for in the $20 to $30 range, and that one is called Sikkim Girls. Another review of this one coming up. This one is getting harder and harder to find. I don't know if it's been discontinued or what, but I can tell you I was not impressed by this. I'll save more for the review. From the house of Kenzo, this is called Power. This isn't the Eau de Cologne version. This is the original Kenzo Power. Three more. This one is one of the best under $25 fragrances I've ever bought in my life. When I do a top 10 of my cheapies this year, man, this probably is going to be in that top 3. Some people think it smells like cherry tobacco. I disagree. To me, it smells like a real old school barbershop. There's a beautiful lavender note at the forefront of this. It is absolutely gorgeous for the money. You need to check this one out. I will be doing a review on it, but this one is called the Bogart Pour Homme by the house of Jacques Bogart. This is actually my second fragrance from this house. I also own One Man Show Gold Edition, and I think that's sort of a cheesy, lame scent. This one is really, really good. This is another fragrance that took a beating when my shelf collapsed, and this one is Zara's Custom Tailored. I didn't use that much juice. It just the neck snapped off, so I'm trying to super glue it back on. If this bottle looks familiar to you, then you're pretty smart, because this is, to me, a better version, a more long-lasting version of the one by Dolce & Gabbana, so I can't wait to review that one. And then finally, fragrance number 425, my 6th Creed scent. I just watched a review that Al and Chad and all the guys did at the Creed Boutique on this fragrance. This is a soapy citrus fragrance. It's a great casual scent. My 6th from the house of Creed. This one is called Himalaya. Not a great scent in my opinion. Definitely not worth the retail, but if you can snag it cheap on FragranceNet or Amazon, you might want to give it a look. But there you go, guys. Those are fragrances 4 through 425. We'll be back soon, hopefully, with fragrances 425 through 450, and lots more videos. You guys know there's a lot of videos that I'm working on right now. I'm bringing back my How a Gentleman Should series, and we're gonna probably start it off with a shaving video, because I had to pull mine off of YouTube, copyright with the intro music, and then the other one I'm going to do this year is a How a Gentleman Should Dress series, which is actually going to be broken down into 6 parts, because there's no way I could cover it all in one. So the first part will just be dealing exclusively about shoes for men. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. A review is coming up this weekend. You guys know how I do.
Watch that ass get low. And I'm the rapping assassin. Axe Rick Ross. Gangsters don't dance. We make the car do the laughing taxi. I ain't young jock, but I got a motorbike, and I got a hoe I like. She like to do the motorbike. I'm from Murderville, and I rep the Dodgers, throwing white balls out that 6'4" and pop.
No, it's not the doctor, but it's
Still DRE.
trying to move them units like the Chronic did it.
93.
On that 95,
Yeah.
doing 95, I let 4 of them things go for like.